Oh, I must be the chosen one. Comrades, we're deep on the northern borders of China in Siberia. And we got a big blizzard coming. And just the other day, over there, somebody was climbing that mountain and died. And to survive in a survival situation, you gotta stay running. It makes it more entertaining. Let's go! I'm out of breath just doing that. Welcome back, comrades. And yeah, can you guys guess who that was? That I was imitating. Go ahead and put your comment down below. Woo! High 48 today and a low of 24. Yeah, I got a huge blizzard coming. That's why I got my goggles on. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Hey, by the way, I thank you guys for commenting on the last video. And congratulations to James again. It looks like his package arrived. Haven't heard from you, James. But if you would, just let me know you got your package and you liked it, and I hope. And yeah. So anyways, we are at the Secret Pine Forest. And we're doing an overnighter. Of course, I'm sporting the Belgian rucksack. And it's supposed to be a little windy today, so go and stop here. I got the British smock on, the windproof smock. And we are using a couple new pieces of gear that I have that you guys have not seen yet me use. And the first one is the Wiggies multi-cam OCP Scorpion Freedom Shelter. We're camping out in that bad boy tonight, so it's my first time setting it up. And then, oh here, check this out. Isn't that cool? That's all Eastern red cedar. Pretty nice. So, the next piece of gear we're using is my new Cold Steel Survivalist, which I think is probably the ultimate survival tool. And honestly, I've been buying a lot of Cold Steel lately just because they changed ownership. So, all right guys, well, you're in for a ride and a treat tonight. Well, today and tonight. So let's go ahead and head on to the campsite and let's get camp set up and we'll go from there. All right, we finally made it. I look kind of bright on my screen. I might have to tone her down a little bit. All right, we got all kinds of wood out here. It's just great. Awesome. Well, but little do they know, we're gonna have a Siberian log fire tonight. Oh yeah. What's awesome about this pack here is you have a handle back there and right here so you can really grip it good. And another thing that's awesome about this Belgium rucksack is on these side rocket pouches, they're big enough you can fit a Freedom, or actually a Wiggy's Freedom shelter in one. And here it is, guys. This is the OCP. Actually, it's OCP Scorpion. I think they label it as multicam on the website, but you see the greener in there. This is OCP. Yep, here it is. Let's get set up. So I'm sure you guys have heard of widow makers. So you always want to look above you and make sure there's no trees that are going to fall on you and make someone a widow, because that wouldn't be good, right? So when you come in your campsite, you always double check. Now out here we're pretty clear, so you think I know how to do this? Here we have a prime example of why the cold steel pocket bushman rocks, is because when your stakes won't go in the ground because they're slightly frozen, you just hammer them in with a cold steel pocket bushman, and that's what you get. All right, guys, so here it is. This is the Wiggy's Freedom Shelter. And what's different about this one compared to my EcoTat one is that the vents are much bigger and they actually flap over the sides. Yes, it's got 2 Velcro spots right there, so that's kind of cool. Big old vent there. And then back here, you've got another large vent that Velcros over like that. And then your zippers are going to be different. They're the much larger YKK zippers, which are really nice. And this is what Wiggy's, this is what they use in all of their gear for the military and civilian use. So, yep, there it is. Wow. It's beautiful. Oh, and did I mention I got another EcoTat Freedom Shelter coming in a different variation. So stay tuned for that video. Guys, I'll put a link up in here in some other Wiggy videos or EcoTat Freedom Shelter videos if you haven't seen them, for all my new subscribers. Of course, here I have the, well, we're using the Freedom Shelter sleeping bag that goes with the shelter. I'm closing the ends here if you haven't seen my other video, but this will be used to seal up the cold, seal my feet in at night, because I'm not going to use it as a poncho. Can't forget my urinator. All right, guys, so we got the tent all set up and I'm just kind of hanging out right now, and I'll bring you guys down here, and there's that beautiful Belgium rucksack. But yeah, we're just kind of relaxing right now. I'm gonna, here in a little bit, I want to get some firewood collected for the Siberian Log Fire. We already have pretty much all the firewood we need to get the fire going. Actually a little more than we need, but yeah, and we're going to take out the Cold Steel Survivalist, and we're going to do a little bit of batoning with that, I think. And yeah, so if you guys haven't seen the Siberian Log Fire, it's a pretty cool fire. They do it in Russia. There's a channel called Survival Russia that does a lot of them, and it's a pretty cool fire. It's going to be 24 degrees tonight. Today's a high of like 44, 48. So do we really need a Siberian Log Fire? Probably not. But 24 degrees is a little cool for us Illinois people. So for me, yeah, I want a Siberian Log Fire. And by the way, it is Sunday, and so you guys probably see this video tomorrow. Last week was the first day of winter, which was a Monday. So no snow tonight, guys. I'm sorry. But we're still out camping. That wind's starting to pick up, too. So that's all that matters. We're out camping. And I'm camping with you guys, because you guys are part of my channel. And welcome aboard to my new subscribers. And I also want to give a shout out to Jim Bob Outdoors. He did a little video earlier this week of subscribers under 500, and I'm under 500. And he had mentioned me. I was one of the guys he mentioned, and I really appreciate that, Jim. If you're watching, I appreciate it very much. Thank you. And yeah, so to all the new subscribers I got because of the video that he did, welcome aboard. I think this is a piece of oak. So with the Siberian Log Fire, you want to make a base to set your logs on. And they say you want more of a greener wood so it doesn't burn through, but I mean, maybe if you're like out in Siberia, you'd want that so it lasts longer, but you know, we're here in the deep jungle, or deep Siberian jungle of Illinois. So, but it's gonna be a harder wood, so that's good. Thought I broke it. There we go. That was a workout. Okay, the next step is you want to have your logs that are going to be the ones that burn all night. And with what we're doing, I think we're going to use 2 logs. We might use 3, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So I found this right here, and we're gonna get this cut now. You can make them as long as you want, and I'll show you the reason why you have them long here in a minute when we get the fire all set up. There we go. That's definitely oak, that's for sure. Okay, so I changed my mind. We got 3 logs. This is a smaller Siberian log, but we'll get more into it when we get started. But when you do these, you want to keep these fronts together like that, but you want to keep these separated, because when the fire gets going, it catches these on fire. You don't want to start burning down the whole log. So keeping them separated helps and prevents that. However, it still happens, but this lowers the chances down of it happening really bad. So I decided to go ahead and make the tripod cooking stand, which I do like the idea. It's so much easier to make than the Siberian cooking stand. And this time, if you saw my last video where my overnighter I had trouble with the baling wire, well, I made a little thing here just to unhook it and hook it from, so that makes life a little easier. I'm a blonde, so, you know, goes to show that I can get away with that kind of stuff. Now, if you're not a blonde, you can't. You have no excuse. So in order to do this tripod stand, we're just going to make a simple slip knot. But you know what, I haven't done much knot videos, so I might have to come up and do some knot videos one of these days. But you're just basically creating a loop like that. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these 3 sticks here that I have cut up, and you're gonna wrap it around. And then you're just gonna pull it tight. And I think about right there, looks good. And all I'm gonna do is just wrap it. You can see there on camera. It doesn't have to be super tight, but just get it wrapped on there real good. Basically, I'm just going to run that through the opening there a few times, and then just tie it off. This doesn't have to be like a rock climber's type of knot. It doesn't have to be a tripod lash. You're just doing some cooking on it. That's all you're doing. So just all I say is just use your imagination. That's all you gotta do. Just so it keeps it together. That's it. Let's see here. Actually, those two. Thanks. So I think it's that time, guys, that we get the, let's see here, get you on camera, the cold steel drop forge survivalist. 1 piece of steel, whole thing. It's 1 chunk of steel. That's pretty cool. I know, I got you guys way up there. All right, and I think this is oak. This stuff is pretty dang solid, so here we go. Woo. That knot broke off. There we go. Woo. Man, it's like butter. I know a lot of people are against batoning, but you know what? I'd much rather baton wood than carry an axe with me. Now, it smells. If you have the right kind of steel and the right knife, it's okay to baton. If you're trying to baton with a knife that's not full tang, like wood like this, or it's a weaker steel or a more brittle steel, or a steel that doesn't work good in winter, it might break. But this kind of steel, and then the 1095 high carbon steel for my Ontario Bushcraft, or my Ontario SP8 knife. You saw me, if you guys have seen those other videos, I beat the heck out of that thing. It never broke 1 time. And this isn't supposed to either. It's actually supposed to be stronger than 1095. So if you ask me, there's nothing wrong with batoning as long as you're using the right kind of steel that can take a beating, you know. So that's just my 2 cents.